Welcome back to Founders Before 9 a.m. and I would like to introduce you our beautiful guest today, India, and she is the founder of Core Culture Pilates, one of the Sydney's most loved reformer studios. Hi, Indy. Good morning.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited and really wanted to learn your journeys and your stories. How did you even started in this industry? So let's jump right into it. First, the question, we always start with the morning routine, especially for you as the founder of a Pilates studio. I guess there's so many early class. So what's your morning actually looks like right now?
It really does change day to day. So as you said, I still teach. I do love teaching. I don't do it very often, but on the mornings that I'm teaching, I'm up at 3:30, 4 in the morning.
Oh my God, you are the earliest.
That was this morning. So I've already,
oh my God.
Yeah. So I've already done 4 classes this morning, up super early, and it's not glamorous. It's just quickly jumping into the shower, having a coffee really early, way too early than I should be, getting dressed and just straight into classes.
Yeah.
It's trying to find a lot of energy really quickly because you're jumping straight into classes and engaging with people. So it's very different on those mornings. Most mornings, sort of 4, 5 out of 7, I'm not doing that. I'm not teaching as much anymore. Yeah. I'm running the business. So it looks quite different. Get up 5:30, take a bit of a moment to actually get into my day, make a coffee slowly, might do a little bit of breath work or just chill for a little bit, and then I'll usually go down and do a class at the studio with one of the other instructors, which is always really fun. I love doing that. I love seeing clients and seeing my friends and doing classes with them. And then my husband will usually come through once the class is done, meet me, we'll go for a walk with the dog, and then I'll come back and get into my day.
That's lovely.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but it's just good to get outside and get moving quickly.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, is that like a significant change before you were like a solo entrepreneur, just yourself and running the studios, and compared with now? I think it's a little bit slowed down. Of course, you still wake up really, really early. How did the days back then?
Yeah, it's really different. I used to teach probably 5 out of 7 mornings. So it would be that really rush straight into teaching morning, which I think if you're a Pilates instructor or a fitness instructor, the energy that it takes to teach 4, 5, 6 classes back to back is unparalleled. It's ridiculous. So that would then kind of bleed into the rest of my day. I wouldn't get back till lunchtime, and then I'm trying to catch up and run the business, and I didn't have a manager. I didn't really have other instructors. I was doing everything myself. So it was really different to what it is now. I have a team that are getting started as I'm getting started. I'm not behind the 8 ball anymore. So it is incredibly different to what it used to be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and do you have any non-negotiable things that makes you feel grounded or make you feel ready, especially like mindful for the day?
Big on walks. I think just getting outside, going for a walk, it's really important to me. There's a lot of health benefits to going for a walk in the morning as well, getting sunlight straight on your eyes, getting out in fresh air, really important for your circadian rhythm. I'm such an energized, buzzy person as well. I really calm down through movement, so I need to do something before I get into my day. So if it's just a walk, ideally it's a class and a walk, but that's my non-negotiable. I have to be able to get out of the house, get something done for me. I think particularly I have really quite a large team nowadays, and I think a lot of founders would really agree with the fact that you're just constantly having people coming to you all day, every day, asking questions, and they're just doing their job, but it can be really exhausting, giving. So I think starting my day with something that's just for me and no one asks anything from me is really important.
Yeah, I love that quiet moment because you can just literally just walk, like your mind is quiet, and that is a good way to charge yourself, charge the energy.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like, for the workout do you prefer to do like just yourself, or you join a class and do with every other else?
I go down and join a class. Nowadays, I actually used to really avoid my own studio. I used to hate training in my own studio.
Okay.
I think while I'm there, and this is still very much the case, but I'm learning to let go a little bit. I'm doing a class and I'm thinking about, oh, I need to give feedback on this, or this wasn't quite right, or clients end up asking me questions about their accounts and this and that, or I feel like I almost need to perform while I'm in class to a certain level because I'm the head trainer and I'm the founder and I should be good at Pilates, but we all have off days or, you know, you're tired, whatever it is. So I used to avoid for that reason. However, I've really switched my mindset now. I love going to the studio. I love training with clients. So many of my good friends go to particularly one of the studios where I also live in that area. So I train with my friends and I really like seeing the instructors and encouraging them and helping them to build and grow, and it's the best way that I can give back to them as well as a founder and head trainer is actually experiencing their classes. So now I like to go in and do classes, but I didn't used to.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I would like to know a bit of younger indie, like even before Core Culture existed. So what was your journey back then?
So I started Core Culture when I was 22. So there wasn't...
That was really early.
Yeah.
Did you study like anything related?
Yeah, so I did my Pilates certificates, obviously, but I also was doing a double bachelor's in nutritional medicine and naturopathy. So I had a lot going on. It was COVID and I had been at uni and training as a Pilates teacher by that point at other studios. And I think as you do when you're that age, you think that running a business is incredibly easy. And I just felt like I could do it better than all the people I was teaching for. COVID came, decided that I was going to start my own business. And then as soon as COVID ended, we opened. I was fueled by naivety, sheer determination, and just being so bullish. I really thought it was going to be really easy and I was just going to run at it, and I did. If I knew what was in store, I'm not sure I would have started, but I think that's why most people start. They don't know what's coming. And
I heard a lot of entrepreneurs actually start their journey because of naivety. Otherwise, if they know everything, they wouldn't start.
If you knew, you'd never start. I don't reckon.
But it's interesting that you mentioned, so when you did for the other studios and you were a trainer, and maybe there's a moment you think, oh, I could do even maybe better, or there's a gap in the market. So what was the moment that you decided to, okay, I need to do this like right now?
At the time, the Pilates industry is incredibly saturated now, ridiculously so. At the time, there was no studios that were doing really intense classes. I love a hard workout. It's kind of my shtick, really intense classes that were also very technical and still Pilates. You kind of had to pick between the F45 of Pilates or really slow and technical. And I couldn't understand why there was no studios that seemed to be blending the two together really well. So from a product standpoint, that's what I wanted to be able to create, because that's what I had clients coming in at the other studios saying that I was doing so well and none of the other instructors were doing it. There was then also the boutique studio that was really small. There was only 3 or 4 beds. It looked really pretty, but it was tiny, and it was $150 a session. It was probably pretty poorly run. The customer service wasn't there, but it looked really pretty. Or you went into a really big studio that was incredibly commercial, wasn't very nice looking. It was just, it did what it said on the tin. And it was a large scale business. So again, in terms of look and feel and the way the business was run, I again couldn't understand why there wasn't the blending of those worlds. So that's how Core Culture really came to life. is I wanted the best of everything.
Yeah, but I'm imagine like 22 years old of you and thinking about starting this big project, especially you need to looking for a space and a larger space because you wanted to put a lot of like reformer bed in it. And then you're thinking about like rental and maybe how to like organize everything. So how was the first few steps looks like?
I am very fortunate. I've got an incredible family and they did a lot to help me. I think it would be so remiss of me not to speak to that because, I mean, I look at my younger siblings now. My brother's 22 and he has no idea what's going on. I don't know how at 22
Nobody knows.
you figure that out. So my dad's a builder. My husband's in real estate. So those two things.
Yeah, that's going to help us a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Dad's run his own businesses his whole life and is an accountant. So I really had a helping hand with the accounts back end. Obviously, he has a building company, so he did all the fit out for me. Husband negotiating leases with me. Just understanding how to learn to run a business. I had and do have such an incredible team of people behind me. I definitely probably couldn't have quite figured it out.
Yeah.
Because there's not room for error when you have a bricks and mortar business of such large scale with such incredibly high overheads. There isn't the room for error to figure it out as you go. You have to figure it out from the get-go. So, yeah, people around me, very fortunate.
Yeah, that's really good. And once it, like, everything finished and once you launched the studio, how was the early day looks like? How was it?
Scrappy. So scrappy. I look back now, it was an absolute just shit show. It was everywhere. I don't even know how we made it through. I actually don't know. I was so young. I taught about 30 classes a week myself. I had no idea what I was doing. I look back on how I used the systems. They were a complete mess. I wasn't really tracking anything properly. I just let it happen. If I could go back in time, I would do so many things differently, but you just don't know what you don't know, and I've made it this far, so I think that's every founder's story.
You're gonna experience like this learning curve.
Yeah,
particularly
absolutely. With your first business.
Yeah.
And I think I was becoming, I'm only 27 now, but I think I was still very much in the phases of becoming my own person at the same time, and that's incredibly interesting to look back on a business that's evolved as I've become an adult, really, and how that business has changed and grown.
Yeah, like you involving through your business as well.
Yeah, your 20s is such a pivotal time of growth in your life, from becoming a child through to actually becoming an adult with your own values and morals and a bit of calm. Yes, I was a bit wild. So it was interesting when you look back on it.
Yeah, and I browsed your Instagram the other day and you shared really openly that back then there was almost 3 times you wanting to like close the studio. So what was happened? Like, is that all because of the same reason for the 3 times?
It's really hard running a business and it's really hard being a solo founder as well. I have to figure everything out by myself every time.
Yeah.
And yes, I am incredibly lucky. I've got people around me, but at the end of the day, they all have their own businesses and they don't know my clients like I do. I do very much run it as a solo founder. I've got help, but it is my business and it's my thing and I figure it out. And that is incredibly taxing because 7 days a week, you have to figure it out. And there's not necessarily anyone to really bounce it off of. Yes, I have an amazing team now, but it's not their business.
Yeah.
It's not their name on the door. And I think that pressure can, at least in my experience, really get to you. And I think when you're going through a lot in your personal life as well, which everyone does, nothing drastic, but just growing and changing and evolving, you naturally question, do I really want this? Is this worth it? I don't have a life outside of this. And I think that's where it came from as well. Because my identity for a really long time has been wrapped up in core culture. And if core culture is performing poorly, I feel like I'm performing poorly as a person. And it's only in probably the last maybe 6 months I've started to understand the business and the way it performs is not actually a direct reflection on me as a person.
Yeah.
I am not core culture. We're two separate things.
It's interesting that you mentioned this part because I literally just realized for your business, especially into this wellness or fitness industry, and maybe sometimes yourself, your energy, your positive and everything is the brand itself, and it can putting extra pressure on yourself. And let alone you are also a startup founder and you need to look after every single perspective of the business. So that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And it's hard working in fitness as well.
Yeah.
Your body is your business card.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
That's so true.
Particularly being a female. Mm-hmm. So I think those things play into it a lot as well. You feel a pressure to look, sound, be a particular way.
Yeah. Does the core culture main audience or main customer is for female?
Yes. So definitely a huge female demographic. We actually skew in slightly older, so sort of late 30s to late 50s. I think just our price point and what we offer, we actually don't target people my age. We have plenty of people my age, but it's not our core demographic. It's slightly older. Not older, but older than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after a few years, early stage struggle, do you find a certain moment you found, okay, these things is really moving the needle and help the business to growing?
Yeah. We've definitely had pockets like that. And I think that's a really interesting thing about business. You find an unlock and that works for a while, but it doesn't get you to the next level.
Yeah.
I think learning, honestly, just best business practice. Learning initially how to actually track data, look at data properly, client retention models, and then looking at client acquisition models now is probably where we're at more so. We've kind of unlocked tracking data, retention, acquisition, I think is going to forever be a problem, but that's probably the thing that we're at the most. I think you unlock different things as you go along that move the needle.
Yeah.
And then they kind of stop working in a way or you plateau and then you have to do the next thing. Wellness businesses, particularly when they're tied to a founder tightly, which most wellness businesses actually are, I think your involvement in the studios and in the brand and how authentically you show up will always be one of the biggest needle movers. That's something that I really love and I'm really happy to do because I am chatty and I do have a large personality and I feel really comfortable doing that. But it is a lot because you are constantly on.
Yeah.
And every time you walk past that studio or go into that studio, you are on and you are that big personality. It's hard to do a watered down version because people want indie. Like that loud indie. Not the quiet indie that's at home. So it's just you have to have this on switch all the time. But that's probably our biggest needle mover and probably always will be.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that especially you mentioned for this Pilates industry is quite saturated nowadays. You're expecting every new studios open every month, maybe every week. So, and you would touch on that as well. So for this competition, how you make sure that you stay focused on your lane instead of getting so many noise and kind of distracted from others?
This has probably been one of my biggest challenges in business. Biggest challenges. Unfortunately, I'm such a big encourager of women, and I value female relationships so much more as I move through my life. They're so incredibly important. Women do unfortunately have a bit of a tendency to tear each other down and create drama. I think it's just a really common dynamic with women, sadly. And so that does happen in an industry that is 95% female, and it's 95% female clients as well. So it can be really difficult to step outside of the noise in an industry that is so heavily female dominated, which is amazing, but every coin has two sides and is growing so rapidly with such intense competition. So it was definitely one of my biggest challenges that I'm still learning to focus on me and my business and what it is that I have to offer. I haven't really figured it out yet, other than just constantly reassuring myself and reminding myself of what it is that I offer and what Core Culture offers. I think also just getting really crystal clear on what that actually is. The pretty studio with the hard workouts that are technical and great trainers doesn't cut it anymore because that's everywhere.
Yeah.
So we went through a real period as a business and myself as a founder where I was a bit wishy-washy. It was a great studio, but it became about price comparison for clients because it was the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Once I really nailed down what it is that we do, what we offer, who we serve, it has become far easier for me to stay in my lane because it's really obvious to me who are our clients and who aren't. And if they're not with us, I can see why. They're just not our demo. They're not who we target. They're not the right fit for our community, whatever reason that is. You get it more, so you compare less.
Yeah, that's true. And I think every business cannot like serve everybody. You need to pick your lane, and you need to speak to the certain audience and build your community around you, and that's the mode of, I guess, every business. So I think this core culture is really have some like a vision that you wanted to bring. So if I ask you now, like, what's the core culture actually mean, or what's the vision that you wanted to bring to the people? So what is that?
Core culture is for a very particular type of woman who is busy. She probably works as well. Most of our clients seem to work and are mums. Very busy lives. They want an efficient workout, and they don't want a studio that is about looks. It's not about showing up in any particular way. But it's also not for you if you want a relaxed, chill workout. It's for women that want to come in, get a really strong workout. It's not about what you look like. They really value nice things. They want to be in a beautiful studio, but it's no fuss, no nonsense, no clickiness. I can't stand that. And they want to maintain a really stable routine because they're so busy. So that's the type of person that we're really attracting. The whole thing around it isn't about what you look like is important to me. I have had years and years of disordered eating in my early 20s and in my teens. So I really push back incredibly hard on needing to look a certain type of way to partake in Pilates. I think that's a really common misconception about the industry. It's full of beautiful, gorgeous, young women and girls, but it really is for everyone. And it was designed to be for rehab purposes. So I think it's become an industry that you feel like you need to look a certain way before you even start in, which I absolutely hate. So it's just not something that I even tolerate.
Yeah.
And I find that the people that are really worried about wanting to be part of a cliquey Pilates girl studio, they end up dropping off.
I really appreciate what you just say, because even like for me, I'm not like very old. But I'm 30 plus already. I can definitely tell my body is changing, and I don't as slim as the younger myself. And now if you're looking on social media, like every Pilates girl have like certain type. They are slim, they are very it girl. So even like for me, sometimes I have this body shame, and I don't want to wear like bra and just go to the Pilates studios and doing that with everybody else. So that's why I bought my reformers at home. So I feel like in that case, I can, when I'm getting like weight, I can kind of like prepare myself to be able to getting into the studio again. So that's the common problem. I think it's gonna resonate for a lot of like matured women, and even women like in their 40s or 50s, they'll still be able to get into the studio and just like enjoy their me time.
100%. It should be for anyone.
Yeah.
I find it really sad that it's become a form of movement that you need to look or feel a certain way about yourself before you get to step in the door. Because at the end of the day, we're all exercising to feel better. So if there's this threshold that you're expected to meet before you even walk in the door, how are you ever going to feel like you're ready?
Yeah.
I just think it's awful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
It's really important to me. It's probably the most important thing to me, running this business. And I didn't used to care about it so much. Just with a little bit more maturity on my side, it's something, speaking to people like yourself, where you've just shared what you shared, it's become so much more important to me with time.
Yeah.
Because you also never know what anyone's going through as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I looked amazing. I looked tiny, and people would always say, you're tiny. I had an eating disorder. And I wish I had someone that understood that and helped within the fitness space rather than perpetuating it, which is incredibly unhelpful.
Yeah.
So there's two ends of the spectrum that I, really care about.
Yeah. So have you built your dream community?
Getting there now. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think it's very much now becoming my dream community, which is amazing. And it's taken a lot to get there in the last year in particular.
Yeah.
We had to lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people had to go.
Yeah.
We had to fire some clients.
Yeah.
But
I think it's all worth it, because like you are
100%.
finding your people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because recently we see some women in their 40s and 50s starting to like share about this topic. They're thinking when women getting older, they're a bit off. Like maybe they're getting too busy for their families, for their work, and they're kind of like disappear from everyone else, and nobody even care about what they think, or if they need more care or something like that. So I think it's definitely need a space or need a voice like yourself, and to speak up for all of the community. They worth to have every aspect in their life as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's really important. And I think community is really important.
Yeah.
I never understood when people went on about this. Just kind of was like, change the record. It's so boring. But as I get older as a female, and I touched on it before, female friendships are so incredibly important. And a lot of us work from home now. So if you just get up, go about your morning, sort your kids out, yell at your husband a little bit, whatever it is, you're trying to get everyone out the door and your kids are driving you mad, and then you've not done anything for yourself and you just roll into working from home or sorting the house out or whatever it is, you've not had any connection with friends, people who get it, women in the same boat as you. And it's so important. And that often is now our only pocket of time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that part's really important to me too.
Yeah. I love that. And I love like women support women, and because we like emotional can understand each other even better. So I see that core culture now has scaled so much and you have multi locations. So when was the time you decided, okay, maybe it's time I can consider to finding another place?
So we did a pop-up location, which is separate. It's gone now. It's a pop-up very quickly. I think within 6 to 12 months. And we had that for a year. And then as that was ending, I opened my third location, which is my second location now. Naivety again. I opened dual locations way too fast. I stressed myself out. And I probably affected the profitability of the business because I did it so quickly. The only thing worse than one studio is two when you don't know how to systematically run the first one.
Yeah.
And I think I'm still paying the price for those decisions. And I think the business in some ways was impacted by how quickly I scaled because I didn't have running the first one down to a fine art. These businesses are, at the end of the day, incredibly methodical, incredibly systematic, and then you just layer in the community and the customer care on top. But I didn't have any of the baseline things sorted. I was running a really fun but absolutely all over the place Pilates studio, and then I duplicated it and duplicated my mistakes into that, and then I went threefold and duplicated those mistakes into that again. And it took a long time to unravel that.
Yeah.
And I'm really only now getting it to a point where everything's smooth, and it's been 5 years.
This is out of my expectation because I thought you gonna build the first one like solid, like every aspect has solved out, and then you were thinking about scale. But yeah, like you said, it's probably a little bit too early. So now like I see you have building up a large team, and I'm wondering like how would you keep each team having like the same, I mean, like culture or like the soul of the business that giving customer feeling, oh, it's like the entire team from Core Culture, even like the environment and vibe is keep the same.
This is really hard. The hardest thing about running a business is your team.
How many people you have, by the way?
20 instructors. Yeah. An area manager, general manager, who's here today, and then marketing, customer service. Big team, about 25 people.
Wow, yes.
Yeah. So I find running a team incredibly difficult. It is the hardest thing about my job, and it is not because of a lack of skill from anyone that I have employed. It's just, it's difficult, and you're learning how to think it's a forever job. Anyone who I've spoken to that runs a business, they've never cracked the code. There is no code, because everyone that you're dealing with is a different type of person, and they learn differently and they communicate differently, and what they want from their career and their life differs from person to person.
Yeah.
And that differs how people show up. And then you have instructors or back-end team that you've worked with for years, and then they fall pregnant, or they get married, or their goals change, and that changes the goalpost completely.
Yeah.
And then there's that awkward time in between where you're both learning how to navigate it. I think when it comes to culture, me becoming really clear in myself in what I want for the business, and I think becoming comfortable with telling people when I don't think this is aligned anymore has been really game changing.
Yeah.
Because if I don't even know where we're headed, how am I supposed to take 24 other people along? And sometimes things just aren't aligned anymore. And that's okay. Doesn't mean that anyone's done the wrong thing. But I think also, and I say this all the time now, I hire for personality, values, morals, and alignment. I can make any average instructor brilliant. You can train up anyone in the back end to do what you need them to do, but you can't train up those 4 things. And I think it's sometimes if you don't cross-check those things first, it's like trying to shove a square peg through a round hole. It's just not going to work. And it doesn't mean that anyone's doing the wrong thing. You're just not aligned. And at the end of the day, we all need to work together as a team every day. So it's good to have that nice foundation.
Yeah. Yeah, I love what you just shared. And I also heard that you say, so when you have a team, like the biggest or the hardest challenge for yourself is to take off the control. So what does that mean?
I am definitely a bit of a control freak by nature. And I think stepping back and letting people do their jobs is so important. And I think understanding now there's a core culture box and you've just got to be in the box. We're not all going to be standing on the same point within the box. And that's actually okay. Because at the end of the day, we're also serving 500 clients across both locations. They're going to gel better with Maddie, my manager, better than they're going to gel with me. Or they're going to gel better with Jalika, who does customer service, better than Maddie and I. They're going to like different instructors better than maybe even my class. And that's okay too. But the brand works as one. And I think, again, a little bit more maturity, a little bit more time in business. I'm hiring brilliant people. And sometimes they know better than I do. And that's what I'm paying them for as well.
Yeah.
So let them do their job.
Yeah, you don't want to be the smartest people in the team, actually.
No, it's exhausting trying to do that as well.
Yeah. And now you also have your sister being the GM of the studio.
Yes, so Maddie she's actually not my sister. Maddie's from the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just started about 6 months ago. We could look like sisters, I guess.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's mainly looking after running the business, operating, and you will mainly become the face.
Yeah.
And also the head of training as well.
Yeah, so Maddie is really sort of my right-hand woman. She does everything that I can't quite get to. Incredibly organised, helps manage the team as well. I don't love the word manage, but just logistically make sure everyone's where they need to be. At the end of the day, we're operating from 5 a.m. until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. It's a lot. It's really hard for one person to be on that often. She really just does anything that I can't quite get to. And I suppose I have been able to step into more of a founder role.
Wow.
And actually have a life a little bit. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I think now I can definitely feel like the business is getting more smoother, and also you are more clear about your vision, your directions. And the last thing that I wanted to ask, like in general, for all like the women, especially over 30, like if they wanted to having this workout habits regularly, like what would you recommend them to do?
Don't rely on motivation.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Motivation will not get you very far.
But how could people, as you said, they're busy, and how can they keep consistency to have this workout routine?
I think being really honest with the fact that you're probably not going to want to do it most of the time. I live and breathe this stuff, and I have for my entire life.
Yeah.
I did a lot of high-level sport in school, straight into fitness. I've never had any form of adult or teenage life that wasn't heavily revolved around sport. I would say 85, 90% of the time I didn't actually want to be there.
Mm.
And I think that's the reality of it. And people try to kid themselves into thinking, I'm just not that type of person. No one's that type of person. No one is that type of person. I don't know anyone who trains consistently that wants to be there every single time.
Mm.
And that's something that I have found myself really difficult as I've become an adult, and I didn't have to show up for training. It was an active decision. I think just calling a spade a spade.
Mm.
You've just got to carve out the time, get up and get moving, or get your shoes on, whatever it is, before you even have time to think about it, because you will think of 100 reasons not to do it. So just don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Just run, jump, go before your brain has time to catch up.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, because for me, the way that I keep myself to do it regularly is when I wake up, and because when you wake up, you don't feel overwhelmed at all. So you just do it. Like, yeah, that's the simplest way.
Yes. Finding the right time of day for you is really important as well.
Yeah.
And being realistic
Mm.
about your schedule and your timing and how much time you've actually got. If you've got 20 minutes,
Yeah,
just do 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Better than not doing anything at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if the expectations are too high, you're not going to meet them.
Mm.
And then you're learning to not trust yourself.
Yeah.
And if you don't trust yourself, you don't think you're going to do it anyway. So you're stuck in this loop.
That's the best advice. Okay, so wrap up today's conversation. I wanted you to give one advice to the younger entrepreneurs who are thinking about maybe having a physical space business. So what's the advice you want to give?
It's going to be messy. It's going to be really scrappy. You're going to want to quit. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to find it difficult. But I think that is a rite of passage. And I think that is earning your stripes in business.
Yeah, I love that.
So expect it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think you just like genuinely shared all of the behind the scenes thoughts and experience that you have. Thank you so much. I learned and I experienced and I feel it's really inspiring.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.